Hey, help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also hit that like button to subscribe if you want more Cavs-focused content.
So, yeah, that's the Summer League talk. Speaking of hype, this LeBron thing has still been trickling around. I have been of the belief pretty much from the jump that this is more like that one time he was flirting with us when the All-Star game was coming to Cleveland and he drafted Jared Allen and Darius Garland right before we traded for Donovan Mitchell. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, home looks pretty nice right now, right? And kind of using that as leverage to get what he wanted from the Lakers. And then ultimately the Cavs traded for Donovan Mitchell. And you know what else is interesting? Like, Tony, I don't know if many people have ever thought about this, but I think about it and I'm like, why has nobody thought about this? The Cavs were about to sign Gordon Hayward before they brought in LeBron James in 2014. Like, I remember hearing that the deal was pretty much going to be done, right?
I honestly haven't thought about this in forever.
Yeah, so right. It was like Gordon Hayward was supposed to be like the wingman for Kyrie, and then it just halted and LeBron came back. And I always wonder, I'm like, what happened? Like, what would have happened if Gordon Hayward would have signed here? Like, would LeBron have just not come? Like, would he have just been back in Miami?
The worst timeline. we just barely avoided it.
Yeah, the Kyrie and his peak run of injuries, and then Gordon Hayward. Like, who knows what happens with him? Yeah, but with David Blatt running the show, remember that was like that was that lasted a year and a half, right? With Dion Waiters in the backcourt, that would have been a chaotic 40. Would have
still would have had Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, I guess too, probably in that scenario. That would have been a very ugly, 30-40 win team.
Do you think they still go Andrew? Well, not because they had Dion, so they were going to have to replace Dion, I guess, with Andrew. I'm like, maybe there's a world where they go Embiid instead, and maybe it's better.
Hey, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, but Kyrie with Embiid, that would have been something. But even then, I mean, like, you're talking about the all-time injured team. Still, like, you're just the Philadelphia 76ers at that point. But I go back to that, and I wonder if the Donovan Mitchell trade was like LeBron was actually like, oh, yeah, let me set the table up. And then they got Donovan Mitchell, and he was like, oh. Because, he didn't do the normal LeBron James thing, right? When Donovan Mitchell got traded here, where he sends out the million emoji tweet, right? We're like, oh, yeah, LeBron, and the smoke coming out the nose and all this all spider in Cleveland. He was like, oh, yeah, that happened. Like, it kind of shat on his plans. And then now we're hearing all of this. I just think the ideal of him coming to Cleveland is just impractical for both sides involved in this. Like, it feels completely impractical, and it would have to be only done if there's an extraordinary will to do it from Dan Gilbert and there's an extraordinary will to do it from LeBron James, right? Like, they have to want this to happen. And I don't see Dan Gilbert feeling that way. Like, we can feel about how the Cavs, how we want to, but if you're Dan Gilbert, this 60-win team, you're getting everybody back pretty much. You added Lonzo Ball. Like, you think that's going to be an upgrade for you, help you with whatever went wrong last year. And there's literally nobody else in the East.
Yeah.
So, like, you expect that with what you got, you should be able to get out the East at the very least and have a chance to win a championship. You're still betting on the development of Evan Mobley. And, like, we know Dan Gilbert, like, if he could do it without LeBron, he will, right? Like, part of the reason he decided to, like, bend the knee to LeBron in 2014 was because he had no choice. Like, it was like, oh, man, look, we drafted Anthony Bennett last year. Like, it's not... It's not going the way that we thought. And if we get LeBron, we can get Kevin Love too, and all of this stuff that Rich Paul is selling him, and we're going to be champions. And look, there's nobody in the East right now. That was before the Warriors had emerged, so there was nobody in the West but the aging Spurs. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? When the Spurs were the number one threat to the Cavs? Like, that was like...
Everyone expected another LeBron Spurs finals, all 2014. That's what we were expecting. Then the Warriors just came out, or 2015 we were expecting that. The Warriors just came out of nowhere.
One of those games went to like double overtime. LeBron
Kyrie
had 50.
had
Kyrie had like 40. It was like, oh, that's gonna be the finals, and then it just was like
We never
deleted.
got it. Yeah.
Like,
The Warriors just came in,
the
absolutely
Spurs fell
destroyed that.
apart. Like Kawhi never played for them again after that season. Like it was just like, wow, what happened to them? But anyways, so I look at this and I think to myself, why would Dan Gilbert have like an extraordinary need to make it happen? LeBron James, I think there's a bit more of an argument for like why he would be more open to it, right? I mean, he's at the end of his career. I don't think he's interested in playing for some rando team at the end of his career because he knows what the optics are going to be like that. Like if he got the whole rumor about him going to the Mavericks, right? Like,
Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Nothing would look more Jordan on the Wizards than LeBron on the Mavericks, right? Like, like that would be, oh, okay, he's cooked. It's over. You can dunk on this version of LeBron, right? And he knows the optics of that. He's not trying to do that, right? He's going to stay for a franchise that he probably won a championship with, which is to his credit. Every team he's ever been on, he's won them a championship. So I don't see him doing that. Cleveland would make sense to him because they're a good team. There's an opportunity there for him, but I think the disconnect there is I don't think Cleveland needs LeBron in order to, in their minds, I know in some fans' minds they don't think the Cavs can, but I think if you're the Cavs and you're in this organization, you have to believe that you do not need 41-year-old LeBron James to get this roster where it needs to be, given that you can argue to yourself if Darius doesn't get hurt, you should have came out the East this year, right? That to me is not a we need to trade for LeBron situation. That to me is a let's get a backup point guard. You know what I mean? So we don't end up in this whole situation again. It makes some tweaks around the edges, but yeah, the smoke is there for like there's clearly somebody wanting this story to stay alive, right? I just logically look at it and I'm like, the things that need to happen for LeBron James to return to Cleveland are more than just LeBron wanting it to happen, right? It has to be Dan Gilbert wanting it to happen, right? We have to be tracking the Dan jet, right? Like, I don't know if anybody's been doing that. I'm pretty sure. And it has to have all that activity on it where it looks like Dan's desperate. I don't think the Cavs are desperate, and I think that's required for this to happen. I think the reason it gets smoked is because some Cavs fans are desperate, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, some Cavs fans are absolutely open to this. And I understand why they feel that way. But if I'm thinking about this from the Cavs organization perspective, if I'm Kobe Altman, I'm not there yet. You know, like, I still got 24-year-old, 25-year-old all-NBA Evan Mobley developing on this roster. Why would I want to stop that growth to bring in LeBron James, you know, and kind of blow up this roster? And Lord knows what I surround Evan Mobley with after LeBron retires.
That's the thing right there too, right? It's like, it's not just if you trade for LeBron, because like, yeah, if you just break it down and you show me the roster that we have right now, and then you show me a roster with LeBron James on it and ask me, all right, which team has a better chance next season of winning the title, you could convince me that the LeBron team does. I think it's close. I think it's close enough to where there's an argument to be made, but that's so I understand where people make that argument. But when you open it up to moving forward in the future, if you trade for LeBron James, what does the next era of building around Evan Mobley look like? Because now you have traded your two of your best trade chips, and most likely Darius Garland and Jared Allen. It's a lot harder to rebuild around Evan Mobley after that, because when LeBron's done in Cleveland, he's just going to retire at this point. He's already 41. You're not going to then trade LeBron and get more assets back for him. If you keep Darius Garland, Jared Allen, or whatever you would give up in a LeBron trade, and next year we are feeling desperate, you can make a trade and rebuild around Evan Mobley and have a team that still makes sense and could be competitive. So when you really just break it down, like you were saying, in order to get LeBron, in order for LeBron to leave the Lakers, either he needs to be traded or he needs to be bought out. I don't expect him to be bought out. It's possible, but like, there's really no incentive for the Lakers to do that. It would literally just be like, out of the kindness of their hearts, we're going to buy you out and let you have, you know, the final year of your career wherever you choose. We're going to pay you the money and you get to go wherever you want. We get nothing in return. there's really no reason why they would do that other than just purely being like super kind to LeBron, which it's possible, but I doubt
the
it.
legacy of LeBron. Did they just get bought? Like, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's a new owner coming in.
Yeah. And here's the thing about like LeBron too, is like you're not gonna buy the Lakers and be like, all right, let's buy out the most valuable piece this franchise has.
It's the first move you're making as the new owner.
If we're looking at it monetarily, the reason the price was so damn high on the Lakers, and the Buss family understood this, is because LeBron was on the team. And look, some of y'all might be, basketball-wise, LeBron's not the most valuable player on it. Don't matter. We're talking about money here, right? Like, evaluations. Visibility of the brand is at an all-time high because LeBron James is there. So what you think ownership's going for the first thing they do is going to get rid of him, let alone
for nothing.
Take him to leave? Like
pay him to leave.
Yeah, like, hey, man, LeBron, you want to go back home? Let me do right by you. I know I just bought this team at an inflated value because you're on the team, but let me go ahead and let you walk, lose more money. And then, let's just say happy-go-lucky, let you go to a team. And, oh, by the way, we have Luka. We think we're going to be in the finals. Let's hope we play you in the finals, right? Like, none of this shit makes sense. Like,
and it's a $50 million deal, too. It's not like it was Dwayne Wade when he was in Cleveland or wherever he ended. Like, it's not like a smaller contract that you can actually, it's just a kind gesture. It's a $50 million deal. It's like, so I don't expect that to happen. The only way that would happen is if LeBron just decided to, pull like a James Harden or a Kyrie and be like, I'm just not going to play. So either you trade me or buy me out. I don't really expect LeBron's going to do that because, again, as we're saying, he's probably realistically got 1 or 2 more years left. Is he going to potentially waste half of it by just threatening to sit out? And it also just doesn't seem like the type of thing LeBron would do. So I don't think he's going to force their hands. Obviously, he could do anything for all I know. I'm not trying to make predictions. That's just my assumption. If you were to trade for LeBron, the problem is, and the reason why it doesn't make sense for both sides here.
Real quick, I want to jump in on something you said there. The idea that LeBron's going to play hardball when the Lakers also employ his son.
Oh, true.
Like,
they got leverage on that. Yeah. It's like, hey, man, we drafted your son. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you kind of did that to yourself because it's like, okay, now everything they do with Bronny, you got to ask yourself, is this about me? And LeBron has already had to do that for a year with like the media talking about Bronny, right? Is this about me? It's going to be an even bigger factor, right? Like, am I going to like, the whole reason he's on the Lakers is because LeBron wants to try to get his career in the right place. And he knows if he plays super hardball with this organization, they will use Bronny as leverage to get what they want. And he knows it's going to put Bronny in a horrific place in his career, or potentially put him in a horrific place in his career, right? You could just send him to the G League 2 times. That puts a stank on him. like, boom, automatically there. Send him to the G League. Tell the G League coach not to play him. That's 2 Sports Center. It's
a business.
First take segments, and you're like, oh man, I guess he's not good enough. Like, and that's gonna put the stank on him, right? Like, it's not really a game I think he's trying to play here, right? Maybe he wants this team to do other stuff. But I think also the thing that LeBron is hitting his head against here is he's not that overwhelming gravitational force he used to be, where like everything orbited around LeBron. Ray Allen would leave the Celtics to play with LeBron, right? Like, that's not where we're at. He's not seen as, let me go get a ring and play with LeBron. To be fair, though, no team in the league feels like that right now. Like, even the Thunder, it's like, are vets going to sign to the Thunder because they want to go ring chase? Maybe, but I haven't seen it, right? Like, it kind of happened with the Celtics a little bit, but not really. Like, he's just not that. Like, you don't associate LeBron James with a automatic trip to the NBA Finals anymore, because that hasn't been the case since maybe charitably you could put 2020 in there. With the pandemic shortened season kind of makes that a strange kind of card to pull there. Really, since his last season in Cleveland, right, was the last time you were like, okay, this dude can just pull a team to the finals. And that was a very, very long time ago. I had just graduated college, right? like that was not recent. And I think that's something that, like, this is a story because it's LeBron, but the reason there's not motion behind it is because this is not 2010 LeBron, where everything in free agency will halt literally because LeBron is available, or 2014, right? This is, I don't know if he's worth $50 million, LeBron James. Like, can you really win a championship paying LeBron James $50 million when he's at an age where you can't expect him to give you 81 games or, you know, a whole playoff series? Like, can LeBron be your best player, your best scorer on a championship team? I have doubts. I don't think he was the best scorer on the last championship team he was on, if we're being honest, right? That version of Anthony Davis in the bubble, scoring
he was
at a pretty high
monster.
level.
Yeah.
Like,
80 was hitting every jumper in the bubble, man. That was a generational run from him.
Yeah, so it's like the last time LeBron James was legit the best player on the championship team was 2016. What was your life in 2016?
I was still in high school. I hadn't even graduated high school yet, man. I was in my junior year.
Yeah. And I think because it's LeBron, and because it's specifically LeBron James in Cleveland, where we have seen him, and I think this is more important, right? You might have seen LeBron at his peak in Miami, but we have seen LeBron carry the most in Cleveland. So when you see him in a Cleveland uniform, you're going to think, oh, he's going to be able to do that. I don't think that's the case anymore, right? If you put LeBron James on a roster where it's pretty much depleted, except for you got Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell there, which I don't know if that's even a piece that makes sense with LeBron James on the table, which I don't think we've talked about enough. Like, you know, but you got LeBron James running point, right? Like that's basically, you're going to have LeBron running point.
No one on the bench. You got Dean Wade, Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill would be a good fit. Oh yeah, you got Dean Wade in the starting lineup. Sam Merrill would be a good fit with LeBron, but like, yeah, it's not. And not only is LeBron not that like absolute world-eating force anymore, but also like the NBA has changed a lot too, where we've seen these attempts at just making a big three with no depth. It doesn't work anymore. Like the Bucks tried it; they didn't really have a big three, but they tried it with Giannis and Dame. The Suns obviously tried it, and the Suns their fit was just atrocious from the start. But it's just not the same league anymore. And also with what you were saying too, like the Lakers aren't even treating LeBron like he's that player anymore, because part of the reason why this is happening, at least from what we understand from the reports, is that they're kind of looking at it like we're on the Luka timeline right now. We're not on the LeBron, we need to go all in and win a championship within the next year or two. We're trying to build around Luka timeline. And I think that's where all of this is kind of stemming from, is LeBron, as you said at the start, it's probably just trying to make a leverage play and saying like, hey, I understand you got Luka Doncic and he's, the focus here to trying to build for the future, but also I only got a year or two left and I'm trying to compete for a championship. So I'm going to put some pressure on you to make some moves and at the very least try to bridge the gap between the two timelines and put us in a position to where we have a fighter's chance of winning a championship rather than just, not necessarily punting, but focusing more on the future. Because from what I understand, the Lakers, they're trying to just keep their cap space open for next year. They're going to try to make a splash in 2026. And that could come at the cost of not really being super competitive in, the upcoming season. And so for LeBron, yeah, that would not be ideal. And so I think this is all a leverage play because, again, when it comes down to it, listen, man, he opted into the contract. If he truly desperately did not want to be in LA, he would have not opted into that. Right. And I get it's $50 million. Like, you don't want to leave that off the table, but again, if he really, truly didn't want to be there, I don't think he would be there right now. I think he would have either not opted in or he would be just straight up demanding a trade. I think this is mostly a leverage play because, again, as we were kind of saying, he's not going to get bought out. That's very unlikely. It's possible, but it's unlikely. And if he gets traded, the cost of trading for a $50 million player is going to gut whatever team he goes to. Like if he goes to the Cavs, they're gutting a lot of their depth. Maybe they could still win the East because it's so wide open. And if you get a healthy LeBron in the finals next to Mitchell and Mobley, that could be a championship team. But even the Mavericks.
This question even about that version of that Cavs.
Okay,
team.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we talked about how big threes don't really work as much anymore. let's be real about what the dynamic of that would be. LeBron would still be the number one option.
Because you don't have a point guard on that team.
Yeah. Well, he would be the number one option. Evan would still be the number 3 option, which is part of what's driving us crazy about the Cavs right now, where it's like, hey, man, Evan should probably share some of that number 2 option responsibility, right, with Darius. So LeBron would still be the one, right? Donovan would be the number 2 option. I don't know if that makes sense for Donovan's game. And then Evans the number 3 option. I don't think that's good. Like, I think that big 3, like, you look at it on paper, usually you see a big 3 that works. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James. I see where all of those skill sets fit together. I look at this Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley big 3. I'm like, yuck. Like, these are all guys who want to do the same thing. Like, part of Evan Mobley's fun is he can pick the ball up from the floor, take it down, facilitate, really control the game. Well, that's what LeBron wants to do. So you're not doing that if you're Evan Mobley, right? And then part of what makes Donovan special is he can just get the ball, get downhill, get buckets. Well, that's what LeBron wants to do. So, like, are we really going to see much? Like, realistically, we're just going to see LeBron try to utilize these guys to their maximum defensively so that he can be as well rested offensively. And then we're going to lean on the offensive load on LeBron James. And also, like, you think Kenny Atkinson's going to stay here if LeBron James is brought in?
Oh, man. Yeah, Kenny's got 1 year, too.
Yeah.
No, it would only work.
We get like Ty Lue's best friend coaching the team, like something like the LeBron era. Whenever he goes to a team, it brings upon LeBron stuff, right? Like it's not simply 2K. You trade for LeBron James. That's there. No. You're trading for like 3 clients of Rich Paul. Like your coaching staff is likely gonna change because of what LeBron James team has not changed their coaching staff upon getting him, right? Who was coaching LA before LeBron got there? I don't know, but they fired him and put the homeboy in from the Grizzlies, and then fired him too. No, Jeff Vogel, my bad. He was on the Pacers teams with Paul George, right?
Yeah, Frank Vogel,
yeah. So it's like, you know, this stuff is happening, and when it's LeBron in his prime, you don't care. When it's 41-year-old LeBron James, and you know that he's going to retire within the next couple of years, if not this year, you know what you're leaving yourself into, and no team understands the burden of digging themselves out of LeBron than the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Like, we've done it twice. We finally cleared the rubble, got the 1 seed for the first time without LeBron, and we're like, let's bring it back.
Let's go straight back into the hole. Yeah.
Let's run it would be. And I don't see the appeal to that. Like, I get it's LeBron and 23 in Cleveland. It's always going to be iconic, and it's always going to be nostalgic. But I got the videotapes at home, dog. Like, I don't need to see it again. Like, I've seen it twice. Like, it's cool. It was great the second time. We won the chip. 2016, that's all I ever need for LeBron. I just don't think I need the retirement tour to be in Cleveland. He'll pay the Cavs in Cleveland one of these games in the retirement tour, and that will be the marquee stop, right? Jordan didn't have to retire in Chicago, right? Like, they didn't have to. Imagine that. They had like Jalen Rose and Jordan on the same team.
Oh, my goodness.
2006. But yeah, it's like, I get the emotional desire to want to bring LeBron in. I can't believe I'm here. I don't think it's a good idea at all. I don't think it makes you better. And like, I think we're holding on to hope that LeBron can like be this consistent force, because I know LeBron's going to put up 40 and people are going to call me a hater and say, oh, look, LeBron put up 40. Yeah, he's going to be able to put up 40 still, right? Is he going to be able to put up 40 enough for you to win 60 games in a regular season? Is he going to be able to put up 40 enough for you to win an NBA Finals and be the best player on the championship team? That has proven not to be true for a very long time with LeBron James. And it's not because he's not great. It's amazing we're even having this conversation with somebody his age. But
yeah,
you got to be realistic about what we're talking about. This is not let's mortgage the future and bring this guy in. Like, that makes more sense for Kevin Durant than it does for LeBron James. Kevin Durant's like, what, 6 years younger than him?
Yeah, he might be. Although
Oh,
I
nine
would
draft,
rather,
right?
I might prefer LeBron only because of the injuries to KD. But I see what you're saying there. And the thing is, like, it all boils down to this, right? If you're going to mortgage your future and make such an all-in move, and have like a big three with no depth, you need like a top five guy. He has to be like a bona fide top five guy. Maybe people
Yeah.
might still believe that LeBron can be that on a night to night basis, and I think it's certainly possible. But consistently, like you said, getting through the regular season with LeBron, you're going to be a lower seed. Maybe it doesn't matter in this Eastern Conference. It might not. But by the time you get to the finals, if LeBron is playing more like a top 15 guy or a top 20 guy, I don't know if that's enough to beat OKC with Mitchell and Mobley. And like you were saying earlier, in order for this to work, LeBron would have to kind of accept that, hey, Donovan Mitchell's going to be the guy. I'm just going to fill in. Mobley's got to be the guy. I'm going to fill in. And that doesn't sound like a LeBron James thing.
Let me buy into the Kenny Atkinson system. He's never done this.
He is the system, right? And it's
yeah.
and if he was willing and prepared to do something like that, then he would just be in LA with Luka. Like there wouldn't be this problem right now.
And also, like, he's not willing to do it for Luka.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't. If he was willing to be the second banana here, he would just already be doing that in LA. So
brother,
it's hard to see him wanting to do that.
The third banana for this to make sense.
Yeah.
Two lesser players than what he's not willing to be number two right now in Los Angeles. Like, I just don't think it's happening, man. Like LeBron will go out how LeBron wants to go out, right? The same way most great players go out. Michael Jordan didn't go out like, oh, let me be a six-man scoring off the bench, you know, so Rip Hamilton can get those clean minutes. Like, that's not how Jordan went out trying to get 40, right? Did Kobe go out trying to be Kobe, six-man, right? Like, let me help the team where I can. No.
He was not setting up Jordan Clarkson.
Getting 67. Okay. That's how Kobe was going to go out. LeBron James is no different. Okay, he's not about to sit here and play a role and be a backup big off the bench for you and have fun with Tristan Thompson for you. He's LeBron James in his mind. He thinks he's the greatest player to have ever played the game of basketball. In a lot of people's mind, they think that's the case. And you think the GOAT is about to get out here and be like, yeah, man, let me screen for Donovan Mitchell on 30% of possessions and try to spot up for a three if he finds me. Which, by the way, Donovan Mitchell's not very good at finding him, and that's not going to irritate LeBron James, right? Like it's not going to make LeBron. Then we're also asking somebody who's going to have the ball all the time to just make these to have this unbelievable selflessness that LeBron James has never demonstrated. That he's demonstrated he's willing to share the basketball. Let me not go too far on this, right? He's always been unselfish with the basketball, but he's never been willing to share the primary role, right? Like that has always been LeBron, for good reason. He's LeBron. But now he's 41-year-old LeBron, and we're asking him to change everything about him to play third fiddle to a Cavs team
guys,
that he already won the greatest championship of all time for.
Right. You got to adjust to LeBron. That's basically what you're saying. There's he's not going to adjust to Evan Mobley's needs or Donovan Mitchell's needs. They'd have to adjust to him most likely. There's a good chance, if LeBron was in Cleveland and that was the big three, there's a good chance Evan Mobley's getting the Chris Bosh, Kevin Love treatment where it's hey man, go stand in the corner. Can you get out of the way for us? That's
LeBron
what we're probably
will look at him and immediately go, you're going to do what Chris Bosh did.
Exactly. And it's that's probably not the best path for the Cavs. And I want to say, just for the record, because I'm sure people are going to call us haters.
I guess, to be fair, some people are going to look at this big three and say, it's just like the Heat, right? Donovan Mitchell
you got Donovan, you got Evan Mobley. I see the vision there. Listen, if LeBron was in Cleveland...
Who's going to be playing point guard? Norris Cole? We're going to bring him back?
Oh, my God, yeah. Cleveland stayed along, bring him back. If LeBron was in Cleveland, I do just want to say, for anyone who's going to think that we're hating, I wouldn't have a hard time getting excited about it. I think it might be the wrong move, but if it happened, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to find a way to get happy and excited about LeBron back in Cleveland. I just think there's a reason why all the reports suggest that the Cavs themselves aren't jumping all over this trade proposal, because it's just the most obvious. If you trade Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and however many other bench players you have to trade to get the oldest player in the NBA, and it blows up in your face, that's the most obvious. Right. It's what the hell did you think was going to happen, Kobe Altman's why would you do that? So I get why they're not eager to make that move.
Yeah, it's a fell for it again award, right? Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
how did this happen?
It's the
right?
most obvious. It's so obvious how it could go
I
wrong,
didn't think
and you'd be
LeBron
left
would
with
eat
no
my
options moving
face,
forward.
right?
Right.
Especially like if you're Kobe Altman or especially like Kenny Atkinson, if you looked at the history of LeBron with these coaches and you're like, oh yeah, he'll listen to me.
God.
No, he won't. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? He's hired people personally and stopped listening to them in the middle of the season. Like,
Yeah, right.
like this is who LeBron is. Like it's not a bad thing. It's led him to
Yeah.
one of the greatest careers of all time. But let's not act like it's not what it is. Like, and that's my whole thing with the LeBron thing. And I know whenever you take an anti-LeBron stance, you attract the weirdest people on the internet, right? So I denounce, okay? Like most of that, right? Where like the people who just like don't like LeBron because of off the court stuff or
No,
yeah,
we're not even anti-LeBron.
No,
like we're not anti-LeBron.
I am pro LeBron. I want LeBron to get his number retired. If LeBron wants to own the Cavs one day, I'm more than happy to see that happen here, right? But if you're asking me if I am in favor of the Cavs trading for LeBron James in this year, in this offseason, the answer is no for me. And like, I don't know if I can talk myself to be excited about it because I'm just going to be thinking here like he's 41 years old. And maybe like the first time he gets 40 at 40, I get excited, right? But then I know inevitably this is going to punch us in the nuts. like this just screams that. To me. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think the Cavs are very interested in doing it. And maybe that's something that's frustrating for LeBron James. Like maybe he thought there would be more interest, right? Y'all didn't get Pat over the hump. I'm available. Come get me, right? But
That's
I don't think the Cavs are that interested. Like I can see how LeBron can think that.
The
right?
tables have turned. Yeah, that's just crazy to think about. It's internal monologue, realizing that the Cavs don't want him back. Which, I mean, all the reports seem to suggest they're not excited. Yeah, they're not excited at the idea of trading for him. Now, if he got bought out, absolutely, it'd be the best like minimum signing in NBA history.
You got traded. Of course, go get LeBron, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the idea of trading for LeBron James,
right?
Yeah. and like, I'm going to be honest, I would be excited if you brought in LeBron James, but like, I would also be like, ooh, man, is this going to work?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be scared. I'd be
nervous about it, right? Because I'm like, we're not going to be good at the beginning of the season. Like, I already know that, right? Like, that's just too much moving parts to be able to figure out. It's like, what will this look like by the end? And the thing with LeBron is he's such an integral part to whatever your team's going to do that he can't be unreliable. Like, I think that was one of the secret sauces to LeBron James's like longevity was he was so important. He's the entire engine to your team. So he can't get hurt. And for the longest time, he never got hurt. Like it never affected him. He was always able to play. And you were able to be fine relying that much on LeBron. But the question is like when he gets older and we have seen it where he's not able to produce that consistently and be that guy on a night in, night out basis, then all of a sudden the chinks in the armor start to show, right? And that's the thing with LeBron now where it's like, hey, look, like the Lakers had like a stretch in the year where they looked amazing, right? That'd probably happen with the Cavs if they had LeBron James, like even if they traded for him. But also the Lakers went out in 5 to a team that's best player looked like Julius Randle in that series. And I don't know how that's any different than what happened to the Cavs a couple of years ago. like we're saying this guy's going to bring us over the hump. Him and Luka Doncic didn't even get out the first round last year, right?
Couldn't even get 2 games. Couldn't get 2 games off the Timberwolves. That's a tough look.
It's like, and LeBron hasn't gotten over the hump since the pandemic, right? Like the Nuggets have been whipping his ass, right?
Yeah.
Like this is just what it's been, right? It hasn't been what we think it is and what we associate it with. And that's the thing that I'm concerned about is like if this were somehow to find a way to happen, I just don't think this is going to be a chapter in LeBron's career with Cleveland we're going to want to remember. right? Like
The floor feels like it would be so much lower. Like there's so many obvious ways where it
I'm
could
gonna
just
be
be
real
a
with you.
complete
I think
disaster.
the ceiling would be lower too.
It could be, yeah, it could be because like
'Cause-
fully healthy Cavs, this current roster fully healthy, we've already seen they can win 64 games. And truthfully, people will say we're coping. It is what it is. If they're healthy, I think they probably make the finals. Maybe they don't beat OKC, but I think if they're healthy, maybe they make the finals. Indiana was a lot better than we expected to, so I don't want to just dismiss them. But like a fully healthy version of what? So Lonzo Ball, Donovan Mitchell,
Well, I
LeBron,
don't even want
Dean
to say
Wade,
healthy. If they
Mobley.
have a actual backup point guard in that series,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. With this current Cavs team,
yeah,
yeah.
like honestly, like because I get it. Darius is gonna miss some games, right? So I don't want to go,
Yeah,
oh, they got to be healthy. Darius is gonna miss some games,
that's
but if
fair.
you
Yeah.
had an actual backup point guard, I think you can make the argument that that series at least goes to 7, right?
Mm.
And it's a toss up. Because the Cavs would have probably won game 2. You can make the argument that a real point guard would have established them, helping them win in game 1, right? But that's up for debate, right? But game 3, I don't think there's any argument you would have won that game. So like, and you can make the argument maybe even game 5, right, where they were up for a while and they just like
Yeah.
had no ball facilitation, right?
Mm.
So I don't even want to like lean on like, oh, we needed to be 100% healthy. We just need to be built better, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And you could argue they are built better now if
Yeah.
Lonzo's there.
who might get hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
if
act
he's
like
there.
this Cavs team is infallible. They're going to get to the finals no matter what. I think it is
For
a
sure.
toss-up with this team, but I do like my odds slightly better than like if you just blew up the whole core and brought in old LeBron James. Not only because I think that sets you up to be better now, and to get
The future as well. Yeah.
but also
That's
the
the big
future
thing.
where it's like, well, you can see Evan Mobley's career aging gracefully and having like that second window where you maybe you get off of Donovan, but it's Darius there, and then you add in another star that makes more sense around Evan Mobley, and then you still have core pieces, young shooters around him. Like, okay, that I can see how you can transition into your second window if you go bust this year. If you go bust and you traded everything for LeBron James, we're talking about Evan Mobley asking for a trade in 3 years, right? Like that's just what we're gonna be at. Or Evan Mobley being on the fucking Lakers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Mobley and Doncic.
We're gonna look
chip.
over and be like, oh man, they got Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, and Evan Mobley and Luka.
They just
That's a good
rebuilt
team.
the Cavs with Luka in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, we're saying the same thing. We're saying with like with what happened with OKC and the Clippers. You're like, oh man, a team that has these players would be pretty good, right? Or with the Dallas Mavericks, where we're like, man, a team with Jalen Brunson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Luka Doncic would go pretty far in the NBA right now, right? And I think you want to avoid making those kind of moves. Again, everybody can shit on Nico after the fact, right? But boy, does everybody want to do what Nico did.
Seriously.
During the moment, right? Like everybody, shitting on Nico. He's trading for these guys. He's getting older. He's getting his Nike guys. And then the ball turns to you and you all of a sudden want to do all that Nico Harrison shit, right? And I'm just telling you, like
it can go wrong very quickly.
Like that. Like you could very well do the same thing if you're Cleveland if you overreact to certain things. And I think trading for LeBron would be a peak overreaction from this front office. If I'm being honest, like it's a panic move, and I just don't think that's necessary. Like we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of this trade, and I'm shocked I'm here, right? I'm a big LeBron guy. I'm a big LeBron fan. I fought those wars for LeBron over the years. It doesn't matter he wore the Yankee hat, all of this stuff, right? Like I fought these wars with LeBron. I don't want to fight this one. Like, I think I'm out. Like,
that's crazy, man. Who would have thought we'd get to this point? I'm not as firmly against the idea as I think you are, but I am like, I'm not advocating for it. I'm not advocating for trading for LeBron. I think it's I've said this a few times, but like, it's just too obvious how it could go wrong. And if it does go wrong, then you're screwed for the future too. It's not just a next year thing. It's like you lose all your options for the future too. And so it's just, you would like to avoid falling down that hole if you can. And the Cavs, listen, I know it might be easy to feel very angsty, like some Cavs fans are right now, but we're
Okay,
like
let me ask
perfectly
you
set
this.
up to win the
If
East.
you could make a win now move, would it make more sense for you to do it for Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James at this point?
Man, I have to pick LeBron just because I can't trust that Kawhi is ever going to be healthy ever. But
Yeah, but
Kawhi is better than LeBron right now,
recently.
I believe. Yeah, look,
Like,
Kawhi most recently was a lot better than LeBron was in the playoffs. So like, I see that. I'll go down with LeBron just because I would rather go down with LeBron than falling for it again with Kawhi, which is what the Clippers have done for like 6 straight years.
yeah, I understand that perspective, but I think it's the same thing. It's just LeBron's name's not attached to it, right? Like we should feel the same skepticism about getting LeBron that we would about trading for like Kawhi Leonard, right?
If you remove the names and just showed me 2 anonymous players and didn't tell me it was LeBron or Kawhi, I might have picked Kawhi in that scenario.
Yeah. And it's like, if we're gonna I'm not all against sacrificing your future to win a championship, right? I think if you'd win it, then you win it, right? But man, you make that move for Giannis. You don't make that move for like 41-year-old LeBron James, right? Like it's kind of like when like teams would go all in and say, we're gonna trade up everything and get Chris Paul. Like, and it's like, oh man, he's not that anymore. Like,
if you make the all-in move, it's got to be an all-in move. Like, it's got to be.
I would rather just get Russ on the fucking on the minimum, dog.
It might be too far.
Yeah, I just would rather just keep the core attack and bring in somebody like Russ. Like, I get the energy is that people want the Cavs to say, you know what, screw it, let's get a championship. But like, is LeBron James at this age gonna deliver on that? Does he give you a high enough chance to deliver on that makes sense? And I don't think he does. Like, I think we're talking about guys who should be at least 8 years junior to LeBron James that are in that position to do that sort of thing. Like, there's no future with Giannis if you trade for him here. That's a very short-term thing, right? It's probably a 2-year deal type thing. But you have Giannis, and Giannis is relatively in his prime, right?
Best player in the East.
Yeah,
easily.
If you were asking me if I would trade it all for LeBron James, even like in 2021, I'd be like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But now it's like there is so little guaranteed with a trade for LeBron at this point that I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, we should do it. Like, there's not a single bone in my body that feels that that's a great idea, right? Like, there's some intrigue there. LeBron in the 23 jersey again, cool. But man, there's not one bone in my body like needing this to happen. Like, I don't think it's a great move. I think if you're gonna do this, you should really not have LeBron on the list of guys you're willing to sacrifice the entire core for this team for anymore. Like, and you have to, given how much he makes.
Yeah, they're so close too. Is the other important factor, right? Like, this isn't a Cavs team that is a 4 or 5 seed over and over again like they were 2 years ago, right? Like, this is a team that realistically feels like we are right on the door. If they were a team that was winning 45 games a year and you say, hey, screw it, we're probably not winning a championship anyway, let's take a shot at another LeBron tour, like, let's just go for it, then it's like, yeah, go ahead. When you're this close, when you're literally right there and you're feeling like, if we just, like you said, if we just had a backup point guard or something like that, and then you go into the offseason and you get a backup point guard and you add another backup big in Larry Nance Jr., you're right there. You're right there. And at this point, you don't want a self-inflicted wound that ruins it.
Also, Tony, Jeff Beeline to tell you that's a backup point guard too.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know about all that.
You don't remember those backup point guard minutes we was giving Larry Nance back in the day?
I remember. I try not to, but I remember the 4 centers out there.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, add Ben Simmons to that too. You can go 5 bigs basically. They had Larry Nance Jr.,
Bring
Don
back
Maker,
the big lineup.
Yeah,
Like,
bring it back. Larry Nance. We could do Larry, Allen, Tristan, Mobley.
uh-huh.
That I mean, yeah,
Have
we don't need to do that.
DeAndre Hunter play the point.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna get rebounds.
Man,
But
those lineups used to be disgusting. I don't know what JB. I'll give credit, man. He was just doing anything. He was just experimenting.
JB, I think, is fascinating to me because he gets burnt by things and he keeps going back to them. Like going back to Karis LeVert, I don't know how he's doing it. Like, because Karis LeVert burnt him so bad in last year, well, in the playoffs 2 years ago, where I was like, that was the one where we came up with the meme about him playing with like jeans on and like AirPods in. Like he don't give a fuck about nothing. Like
he's running him back. He's running him back. He loves his go-tos, man. I thought he might go for a Quoro at one point. People were saying, they might try to trade for a Quoro.
Good God.
You got to respect JB.
Yeah, he lost Malik Beasley. He was like, I got just what we need right here. You like gambling? Let's kick Karis LeVert.
Yeah, spin the Karis LeVert wheel. There you go, right there.
That's the gambling problem in basketball. That's the one that people need to be worried about right there.
Buying it on Karis LeVert.
Loot crate Karis. Okay, loot crate LeVert. Just, but yeah, it is fascinating how this conversation has gone. And like, I think so much of it gets caught up in like nostalgia. There's anti-LeBron sentiment. There is pro-LeBron stuff. And then like that makes some of the people are so ridiculously anti-LeBron that it makes any anti-LeBron argument sound ridiculous. But I'm like, I don't think the argument for not wanting to bring in LeBron James is as nonsensical as people are making it out to be, right? Like I'll see people put out there like, you're crazy if you don't think LeBron makes you better. I'm like, are you? Like,
yeah, it's a debate. Like it's an honest debate there. I don't know if the Cavs are clearly a better team if you gut the entire depth and have just LeBron with Mitchell and Mobley. I think if you're envisioning like, the LeBron James that we all are familiar with, then yeah, I understand that. But if you're looking at what LeBron has been, especially last year, I don't know if they're that much of a better team. At best, it's probably pretty equal. And at that point, like we've already said, with mortgaging your future, is it worth it? I think there's an honest discussion to be had. But like you said, there are also people who are just so anti-LeBron for like off-court reasons that you don't like being lumped in with them.
You imagine being Lonzo Ball. He like, I got here. I'm good. I'm in Cleveland. Then you find out LeBron come. You like, I got to pack again. Dog.
Yeah. Damn, I'm getting traded again.
and that's another thing. What did you bring Lonzo Ball in if you were going to trade for LeBron? Like, oh, you have Lonzo start next to LeBron again? That worked out great, right? When LeBron first got to LA. Like, I don't know, man. Like, none of this makes sense to me. And I'm just so surprised at how much it seems to make sense to everybody else. And maybe I'm just wrong here, right? And that might be the case. But I just look at this and go, I can see a million ways this goes horrifically.
There's a lot of concerns for sure.
Yeah.
And like I could see how it goes right, just to like try and be fair to both sides, I guess. The way that it goes right is like, all right, you have LeBron. Even though you have no depth, you do have shooters, right? Like you got Sam Merrill, you got Max Strus, you got Donovan Mitchell. If this turned out to a scenario where like LeBron had a little more fuel left in the tank than we realized, and all of a sudden you have this, starting caliber wing playing off of Mobley, running pick and rolls with him, bringing the best out of him.
True.
I could see it like LeBron still is just like supercomputer where no one can really guard him when he's scoring at the level that we expect. Can anybody in the East stop that? Probably not. I do think if you played the Thunder or the Nuggets in the finals, you're probably outmatched just because you have no depth. And like the other team also has a supercomputer, and whether it be Shea or Jokic, but you probably get out of the East with LeBron. Like I think you probably win the Eastern Conference if LeBron's healthy on this Cavs team. It's just, you don't have the depth or the firepower to go toe to toe with the Nuggets or the Thunder, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Right. The thing I find difficult is separating what I remember LeBron being from what like LeBron is right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like when you
he's
say it
declined.
there, I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to think about like 2018 Bron and
Yeah.
2016 Bron. And I'm like, yeah, man, that could be amazing. And like, yeah, maybe if LeBron were in his prime with this team, this would be basically like the Heat, except for D Wade can shoot the three and he's not cooked, right? Like maybe that's the case. Like, but
you still need 30 from Mitchell on top of like 20 from Mobley with this LeBron team.
and
Like
then
it
we
can't
ain't
be
even
LeBron
thinking
carrying.
about defensively what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, Mobley out there with I mean, I don't even know.
Dude, it's just Mobley, dog.
Yeah, just Mobley's the only positive defender now.
Like,
yeah, man, it gets bad quick.
Yeah.
And like, I know the Pacers aren't the Pacers anymore, but like, if you had that Cavs team, let's just say you had LeBron this year on the Cavs against the Pacers, they are picking that team apart. There's 4 defensive holes on that team that the Pacers would just destroy if you played against them. And like, again, I know the Pacers aren't going to be the Pacers next year, but every team in the NBA looked at what the Pacers just did, and they're going to try to replicate that. Like everybody's going to try to play that style. And if you have a team where Evan Mobley's the only positive defender and Dean Wade's your second best defender, I mean, we talk about Darius Garland being a target, and sure, maybe you don't have an undersized point guard to target, but like there's a lot of defensive weaknesses there, and you don't have the too big lineup to go to. You don't have DeAndre Hunter, even, who's not like a great defender, but at least he's got some size. He can move his feet. There's just a lot of things. There's a lot of limitations that get opened up or even made worse if you trade
Larry Nance holding down to 5. Like,
yeah, it's things. Yeah, it's like, who is the backup big then? Larry Nance is your only other big on the roster.
I wonder how different people would feel about this trade if you made them do it on 2K and see what that starting lineup would look like.
Yeah,
because that's the thing.
Try
I'm
to
like,
play with that.
Yeah, because it's like we spent this whole time. We talked like 30-40 minutes about this trade. We've only talked about the offensive side of the ball. LeBron don't play defense like that anymore, right? Nope. Like, he's not it kind of reminds me, because like I'm an Atlanta Dream fan and we have Brittany Griner, and you're like, oh, Brittany Griner, one of the best defensive players in WNBA history. Not anymore. That's not what she does at all anymore. And like with LeBron, it's kind of one of those things where, again, you think of LeBron as one of the greatest defenders too, and it's like, LeBron ain't defending like that no more.
He doesn't really do that anymore.
It's gonna be Larry Nance and Evan Mobley holding it down. A lot of pressure on Donovan Mitchell, and again, LeBron's gonna have to recuperate that energy somewhere, so he's probably not gonna be that involved on the defensive side of the floor. Where you're getting your rebounds from also is a big question. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't, it's not this like no-brainer clear upgrade to me because of how much you'd be losing. Again, if you get him on the buyout, incredible. That obviously makes you a million times better. But if you have to trade all these pieces, it's just not this straightforward thing that I think a lot of I understand why Cavs fans get excited about it, though. I do understand, because it is LeBron. We have all these great memories.
And close your eyes and say, hey, LeBron gonna fix it all. That's what we've lived with, right? With every time we've had LeBron. But it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
And like, I don't know if my instinct is gonna be what it was in 2014, where it was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes. LeBron gonna fix it.
Yeah,
which was a fair thing to do in 2014.
He hasn't been able to do that. Yeah, he hasn't been able to do that in like
we've been talking
3 or 4 straight years.
They were arguing about Jackson Hayes minutes in lot. Like he's not making up for this anymore, right? Like in the way that he used to. And I think that's the big difference. People see like the points and everything that he's still able to put up, and like I think there's something to that, and that's why he's the greatest player I've ever seen, like in my lifetime.
He's still great for 41 years old. He's still elite. I mean, he's an all NBA player, but he's not that like one man wrecking crew.
There's no way I'm gonna say it without it being disrespectful. So I'm not like. But you have to almost think of it and not say it's LeBron that you're bringing in, right? You almost have to think of it as, do you think James Harden would change this team's future, right? Like, and like, let's ignore the James Harden is horrific in the postseason, right? Like, I'm not going to LeBron would never be James Harden in the postseason, right? But it's like somebody of that caliber who's really only going to help you offensively. And I mean, like, honestly, James Harden is a little bit more useful defensively, but that's another argument.
It's like you're not getting a top 5 guy anymore.
Yeah.
You're not
But
getting an MVP caliber player anymore in LeBron, and he's not even going to try to be an MVP caliber player throughout the regular season, right? It's just going to be a coasting situation if you had him, and that's kind of what it comes down to. It's like he's not getting better anymore. He's only going to get worse as the years go on, too.
Yeah, yeah. Like, here's where my excitement level. There's like moves that the Cavs do where I'm like instant death. Like that's instant death, right? Like if they traded for Paul George, instant death.
It's over.
Like,
it's
over with, dog. Like, I'm not even gonna be excited about this. This is stupid. Like, LeBron's not there, right? Like, LeBron is certainly very much above that. It's just not a move where I'm like, oh, this changes everything. I'm like, probably gonna win like 50 games in the regular season, be like the 4 seed, and probably get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But we're really just doing that off the power of it being LeBron in the East, and he's literally always done this in the East, right? Like the last time he didn't get to the finals in the East, Paul Pierce was an active player in the NBA, right?
Like, he was an all-star. it's been a long
Boston
time.
Big Three weren't a podcast. It was a fucking basketball team. The last time he didn't get to the fucking conference finals, right? Like in the East, at least. Is that right? Is that the last time? Was second round, game 5? Was that was the last time? 09.
Jeez, man. It's been almost
Freshman
two
in
full
high
decades,
school.
right? It's insane, man.
Okay.
I mean, the longevity is crazy. And like, obviously, we've said it a bunch of times, like, this is a pro LeBron broadcast. We're not LeBron haters. We're not doubting the man. We're just talking about, who he is as a basketball player at 41.
We are technically doubting him at 40.
Okay, yeah. But we're not
downplaying his accomplishments or his career.
That's what
or acting like he's not what he's been.
Greatest player of all time.
We're just not confident what he is at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
He's also he's the greatest 41-year-old of all time, too. But it's just like, is the greatest 41-year-old of all time enough to win a championship with in the NBA? It probably not. I mean, you need
sounds like
you
no.
can't do it. If he's in a big 3, it's a no. If it's a big 3, it's a no. If he's part of like a full team with some depth, then it absolutely could be a yes. And I do think if they traded for LeBron, I still think they have a fighter's chance at winning the championship, but I just don't think it meaningfully improves the roster in a way that the current roster in a way that's worth losing whatever future you could have with a second iteration of Evan Mobley.
When did they win that championship? With 2020?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time they've been like relevant in the championship conversation. It's been like 5 years. And LeBron is like legitimately
by
been relevant.
Denver. Yeah.
They lost to like Golden State, like in the play-in one time. No, they beat Golden State.
They beat Golden State. Yeah.
But then they lost
they lost to Phoenix in the first round, I think, that year. And then they lost to Denver twice and then Minnesota. And I might be forgetting a year somewhere in there. But
I think that's important to remember. We're thinking of the LeBron that makes you an instant championship contender. He has not been able to do that for the Lakers for the last 5 years.
Yeah. It's like we mentioned, they lost to Minnesota in 5 games.
Speculating that this is going to start happening once you trade for him. We're saying this has been happening for at least the last couple of years with LeBron, where he just has not been able to elevate his team to truly relevant. I know ESPN has tried to make it happen, right? We're like, oh yeah, we got to take the Lakers here. But like legitimately, everybody was like Cavs, Oklahoma City, Boston. It ended up being Indy for a number of reasons. But Oklahoma City was ultimately a team that won it all, right? Like, it's been Boston, it's been Denver, it's been all of these other teams. It's not seriously been the Lakers, despite the fact that they have had an all-NBA player next to LeBron and Anthony Davis, right? And some pretty good players around him, right? Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso was just a key player on the championship team, right? Like, they haven't been awful around him, and yet that has not been true about LeBron. I don't really think that this Cavs team, if you trade all these pieces for LeBron, is much different, if not like slightly worse than what he would be with Luka in LA. Like, if we're being honest about it, same holes exist. I mean, like, if you're mad about who they had running that center in LA, dog, we talk about Larry Nance if you trade everything you need to trade. Larry Nance and Tristan Thompson in 2025.
You need depth to win in today's NBA. I think that's one thing that we have seen over and over again in the last few years, is that you need depth. And even like, listen, the Lakers with LeBron the last few years, they've been losing because they have no depth to teams that, like, they've lost to Denver twice, a team that, like, Denver doesn't really have that great depth over the last few years, but their depth looked amazing against the Lakers. And every single time it's just like, dude, you can't. Every team that has tried to win off the back of like just one or two superstars recently, it hasn't worked. You need depth in today's NBA. And if you were to trade all of the, I know people will shit on the Cavs depth because it didn't show up in the playoffs, but part of the thing is when guys get injured and you're relying on your depth more than you should be. Like, we've talked about it plenty of times. You get what I'm saying there. But if you don't have depth in today's NBA and you run into a team like the Thunder or the Nuggets now, who have a lot of depth, it's just hard to win off the back of one or two superstar players. And I think we've seen even Donovan Mitchell, as great as he is, going nuclear against Indiana. It didn't matter because they just had way more depth. They had way more depth. And I just don't think it's the league has changed. LeBron has changed, and the Cavs situation is different now to where it's not a no-brainer to make this move for LeBron.
We'll end it there, right? We could keep talking on this subject for like another 3 hours. And maybe we have to introduce some more pro-LeBron folks into this conversation. Well, not necessarily pro-LeBron. Some more, I actually think this makes sense for the Cavs in 2025 people.
I'm pretty neutral. I'm pretty neutral, I think. I'm not advocating for it, but I'm not gonna.
I have discovered throughout this conversation I am not. I don't want this to happen.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I hear both sides here. I think I lean a little bit more towards your side, but I'm overall pretty neutral. Like I said, I'm not pushing for it. If it happens, I'll get excited, but I'll also be like, it seems like an unnecessary risk. I think that's the best way that I could put it, is I just think it's an unnecessary risk. I can see the upside, but I don't think they need to take that swing.
Yeah, I don't want this to get ugly and then like the relationship between LeBron and the city. I think we're at a fine enough place, like why mess with it? LeBron could retire. He's always going to be a Cav. Okay. Yeah. Like,
exactly. He's already always going to be a Cavs. Like, he doesn't even need to make the
last image we have of LeBron is him in 2018 in the Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. I'm fine with that. Like, carrying this team, like beating the Celtics. Like, I'm pretty at peace with LeBron's legacy in Cleveland. I don't think there's much more to accomplish here. And destroying a core and then leaving us in destitute filth for the next couple of years, and then Evan Mobley eventually leaving, I feel like that might make me mad.
Wouldn't feel good.
I don't want to be there. Like looking at LeBron at the retirement thing, being like, you could have just stayed on the Lakers for 1-2 more years.
Back in the lottery, Evan Mobley's in LA winning championships. That just
all the Cavs are in fucking Los Angeles. Like, the power of friendship prevails in sunny California. I'll just be like sitting here like, I hate everybody. Then everybody's mad at Kobe. I'm like, y'all wanted this.
Yeah, you're the ones who asked for this.
Well, yeah. So I think I'm at peace with being okay with LeBron never coming back to Cleveland. And like that not being a negative or bitter thing. Like that just being like I understand why it doesn't have to happen. We don't have to make it happen. But Tony, that's been an interesting conversation to have. LeBron James coming back to Cleveland. If people want to hear more about what's going on with the Cavs from your perspective, where can they find you?
Yeah, hit me up on YouTube or Twitter, just at Tony_Pesta. I'm going to have some Cavs content coming out throughout the summer. So thanks for having me, Quincy. It's always fun to chat.
Yep. I don't know what's going to be able to happen for Cavs fans to get back to normal. Like,
it's gonna be a long year. Yeah, I don't know if anything in the regular season will make them feel better. It's gonna take honestly, I'll say it'll probably take one playoff series win. I think they win a first round series next year. People will start to feel a little bit better, just a little bit. No. All right, two. If they get to the conference finals,
you had the most lopsided playoff first round series in NBA history last year.
But it's hard not to feel good when you win a playoff series. So I'll say 2. If they get to the conference finals,
look, Cavs fans will absolutely shit on winning a series in the playoffs. Like, especially if it's like not hard, they'd be like, this means nothing.
That's fair.
We know it's real. Because we are now, look, I made this joke with several teams, and it's funny when I make the joke about other teams, but it's not funny when I got to make it about my team.
Yeah.
We got a rivalry with the second round, Tony.
True. Yes, we got to get out of the second round. And that's not, I'm not saying if they make the conference finals, then lose, we'll be happy. I'm just saying if the immediate aftermath of winning the second round, I think some Cavs fans will feel like, okay, maybe we're doing this now. Maybe I'm starting to buy in again.
Beat too. Like,
That's true too, yeah.
We got to get over, like, the hump has been very specific. We have lost to the 2 teams that have come out the East the last 2 years in the second round specifically.
We got to beat like Orlando or New York, I guess. I don't even know who's going to be like the other favorite in the East next year, but like, yeah, it has to be. We got to beat like
you
a
got to
50
beat the Pacers.
Yeah,
you got to beat the Pacers, and Tyrese Halliburton just came back. Like, Devil Magic Part 2.
No mercy. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, clap it up for Tyrese. Beat him by 40.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't hold back.
In front of his dad. Like, I don't give a fuck that you just came back from this injury. Dive at loose balls. Like, box him out, put him on the floor. Like, you have to do what you got to do. Larry Nance, what are you here for? Right? Like, get the rebound, dog. Yeah, it is interesting they brought back Larry Nance. We did not talk enough about that. Maybe we got to bring it back on to talk about them bringing back Larry Nance, which is...
He could help. He could help. Yeah. I mean, they've needed a backup big for feels like forever, and he's got some injury concerns. But if he's healthy, he's a decent rebounder. He's a decent 3-point shooter. Like, you don't want him shooting a bunch, but he can take them. Still pretty athletic, not as athletic as he used to be, but like he can still dunk. He'll give you a highlight reel dunk every once in a while. He can handle the ball a little bit. It's a lot better than Tristan Thompson. I'll say that much. He's actually I think he's a playable backup big.
Is he a screener?
Probably, yeah. I mean, the bar's low. The bar's low. Like, he's not an elite screener, but he's probably better than Mobley and Allen
like,
already.
If he's your replacement for George Niang.
Yeah, you're a better screening team. That I can see that working out.
Like, I think that's what I try to look at it is like, okay, this is a George Niang replacement thing, right? Like,
that's a healthy way to look at it.
This is a better version of George.
Yeah, more helpful. He's a better rebounder for sure. Better defender too. Like, I think he has like a 7'2" wingspan. So he's only like 6'9", but he's got a super long wingspan. He's strong, so he can defend the wing a little bit. He's not going to be your starting defender or anything like that. But I think it's a good pickup for I believe the minimum. Like, I'll take that.
And he's not going to tell your best player to clear out so he can go get a bucket in the play.
Yeah, no, he's not doing all that. He knows his role.
In the last 10 seconds.
I don't expect him to do all that.
I got a match.
Oh man, that was a sight to behold in the Hawks play-in.
Look, the playoffs are fun because you can have moments like that that make you feel absolutely vindicated, and then the Cavs drop a stanker in round 2.
Yeah,
You're like, damn, the fun's over.
Bittersweet, yeah.
But appreciate you for coming on, Tony. Obviously, we're gonna have you on again. Make sure you guys check out Tony Pesta's stuff. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.